Hello everybody! I am doing some more coasters today and I'm about to mix my paint up. Right now I am just going to add water to my lamp black and titanium white acrylic paint by Amsterdam. No other pouring medium, just water. And it does take quite a while to get that nice and mixed up. And then I'll give you a look at the consistency here. One of the best references I've heard for consistency is saying it's similar to warm honey. So it's not super runny like water, but it's not too thick either. You get a nice steady stream coming down off your craft stick. Now I'm just going to finish mixing up this titanium white and then we'll get to pouring. Okay, here are my stone tiles. And I have poured that titanium white as my base. I'm going to use a palette knife to spread it out and kind of cover the edges as well. And then I will use my torch to pop the bubbles. And the reason for that is because there are going to be quite a few bubbles in the paint. If you don't pop them beforehand, they could pop later on and leave little holes where you will see your non-painted surface through it. That applies to canvas as well. This way, the bubbles are popped and any little area that isn't covered will be covered with the additional paint we're going to put on top. I have some leftover paint colors that I'm trying to use up, and I'm fairly certain all of these ones are just mixed with water as well. I'm sorry I did not take note of the colors, but this looks like it might be an ultramarine blue. And you can definitely use whatever colors you want. And this here is, oh, I cannot remember the name of it, but it's kind of like an emerald, a dark emerald green. And I'm just making little puddles and I'm layering the colors one on top of the other. Now, one of the big things I always hear starting out with fluid art is people don't really know what colors to use together, or they mix the wrong colors together and they get what we call a muddy look. So you cannot really go wrong if you take a good look at your color wheel. The way that I am layering my colors right now, there's the primary color blue, and on either side you have your secondary colors, green and yellow. So I am just working my way on the color wheel and making sure that I am using those adjacent colors layered on top. And yellow and orange are beside each other on the color wheel, and orange and red. And so I've got back to my primary color. It is really simple. If you have any questions about it, please let me know. But that's a really good place to start if you don't know what to use for your colors. And as you learn more about color theory, then you'll start experimenting more with all of that. But that is a really good place to start. Now for these small tiles, I'm going to use my straw to blow the paint out from the middle of that puddle outwards towards the edges. If I was working on a larger surface, I would use a blow dryer. You could also use a straw on a large surface as well. Oh, doesn't that look beautiful? I love those colors. So pretty. You can, if you want, like I'm doing here, pick up your tile and tilt it. And it'll stretch the colors out a little bit more, spread them out a little bit more. I'm going to just repeat that process on the next 3 coasters. And make sure that you stay watching this video because I am going to do some more coasters and it's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned. Don't run away on me yet. There are so many fun ways to decorate these stone tiles, and one of the easiest ways to add a little pizzazz to your painting is to pick up a stencil. You don't have to do it super fancy. You could just do one solid color. You could add details into the color after you're done, but don't be afraid to pick up those stencils. They're a super quick and easy, fun way to just add that something extra. I had previously poured on these tiles doing some practice work, and the colors really give me that ocean feel. That's why I chose to do sea life stencils on this. So I'm going to speed it up, turn the music back on, and add these stencils in. I'm choosing to add more colors to my stencil. This part is totally optional. It isn't necessary to have a really beautiful piece of work. You could just leave it as a silhouette, maybe do a second coat if it's needed and tidy up some edges, and you would still have a beautiful little piece of art. So yes, if you want to come back in and add some more details, that's totally up to you, but it isn't necessary. If you're going to use your tiles as coasters, I recommend getting some type of backing on it. I really like the pre-cut out cork ones that already have the adhesive on one side. You just peel and stick. I'm all about convenience because as a busy mom, I don't have a lot of time, but there are other options. Some people will use felt, cut it out, and glue it on. But personally, I'm all about that convenience. Another thing you're going to want to do to protect the paint from heat and moisture, you're going to want some sort of sealant. I use a clear coat that actually has heat resistance. It's supposed to be waterproof, all of that stuff. So whatever you're using to seal it, if this is a coaster, make sure that you're using the right material to seal it. Otherwise, you're going to have problems with it in the long run. If you aren't going to use it as a coaster, then any type of clear sealer that's suitable for acrylic would work just fine. I'm going to wrap the video up for today and continue putting some little details into these sea creatures. I am so grateful that you're here watching my channel. Thank you so much for your support. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so that way when I post new content, you will be notified. I am April Stokes. This is Heart to Hand Art by April, and I will catch y'all next time.